Let us clasp our hands together, close our eyes, bow our heads. Let us contemplate in that form of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, in that Ras Mandala. And tonight we are going to make ourselves one of his gopis and join him as he performs the Ras Leela, bringing to a climax this yagna, this devotion that we are performing. Yatripatu Mahabande Paramananda Madhavam Om Sajayam Shumurte Sanyutan Vahinayodipam Grihanade Vishya Trailokya Timirapaha Yani Tani Japani Janmantar Kritani Cha Tani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshana Pare Pare Bhagwat Bhagwan ki Principal Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Take your seats, please. May I, on behalf of the management, the members, the board of directors of the Shri Parameshwari Durga Devi Ashram Incorporated, on behalf of my own self, members of my family, extend the most cordial welcome to this, the final night of our 7 nights Bhagwat Puran Mahayagya. Welcome to Pundit Vishnu, who were here earlier on conducting our puja and have done so for the past 7 days. On stage with us, members of our Saraswati Sangeet Bhakti Mandali, who accompanies us throughout the length and breadth of this country, wherever the call of Dharma may serve. And to all of you devotees who are coming in from various parts of the country, for those of you who come right around the village, the outer village areas, those of you who are coming from Arima, Sandy Grande, coming in from Princess Town again, Rio Claro, San Fernando, Pinal and environs, we say welcome to our ongoing, or the last night of our Yagna. And we hope that the sacrifice the devotees of the ashram had put out did benefit you in some way. And when you leave tonight, it is our hope that at least some little principle, some little thought, or some little teaching that was dispensed for the past days, including tonight, you can assimilate and make part of yourself. So when we meet you again next year, you'll be a better person. You know something more than you know previously. You practice something a little different than you used to. And for all of the hard work and the effort, devotees of the ashram, and you the sacrifice that you all, devotees who are coming in, made to be here, may Bhagwan richly bless you and your family. Tonight before we go into the depths of tonight's discourse, we'll again close our eyes, bow our heads. And let us contemplate on Bhagwan Ganapati, he who is the giver of success, the remover of all forms of obstacles, and is always first and foremost among the host of the devatas. We seek the blessings of Devi Saraswati, through whose grace our knowledge, our intelligence are open, and so we are able to assimilate the knowledge and make it part of our daily lives. We bow down in humble submission to the lotus-like feet of our own Reverend Guru, he who is the link between humanity and divinity, the ambassadors of God upon the face of the earth, and to the Ishti Devta, the presiding deity of our Yagna, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, through whose grace the dumb becomes eloquent and the lame is able to scale mountains. Everything that is seemed impossible becomes possible through his grace and blessings. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum Mukam Karoti Varacharam Pangulangayate Girim Yakripa Tumaha Bande Paramanandamadhavam Om Devaki Nandan Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tano Krishna Prachodayat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. So again, to those of you who are now coming in, we say welcome to this, the final night of our Yagna. Please be seated comfortably wherever you are comfortable. There are still a few seats on this side, and then there's a lot of seats down to the back. Be seated and enjoy your time here with us. Just to briefly recap, last night we saw how Bhagwan set the scene for the performance of the Ras Leela. We have seen that on a daily basis, during the Sandhya Kal, the evening Sandhya Kal, he would take his basuri and gently blow on it. And so doing, for that few moments, he will take the minds of the inhabitants of Vrindavan and redirect their attention and their focus on him, allowing them to give up the stresses of the daily living in this world. After which we saw that on the night of the full moon, he will go to the Kadamba forest and he will start to play the flute. And as he continues to play the flute and the music fills the atmosphere, and the fragrance of the Kadamba flower fills the atmosphere also, one by one the gopis, they all gather there to meet him. And we saw that different section of the night, the Ras Leela Mandala changes. First they will have Krishna in the center and the gopis around him. Then they will have Krishna interpose between the gopis. Then you will have Krishna and the gopis dancing individually. Each gopi have their own individual Krishna. And then you have Radha Krishna with all the gopis merging into the form of Radharani. And then Radha Krishna standing beneath the Kadamba tree together. And this Ras Leela, as we saw, it changes depend on the stages. It is a progression, different stages of the night. And the Ras Leela ends with the break of dawn, daybreak. When the sun comes up, there is no more Krishna Bhagwan, there is no more Radharani. Everybody goes back. And so tonight, we continue now to analyze these four stages of development. So you have Ras Leela, you have Maharas Leela, you have Ati Ras Leela, and you have Parampara Ras Leela. And each one of them represent a different stage in our development. Now this Ras Leela, if you were to read the Bhagwatam like a storybook, not as a scripture, without the guidance of a guru, you will think it's just a boy and some girls just playing the fool with one another. But under the guidance of the guru, very specific slokas are used, very specific words are used to convey certain types of meaning. And under the competence of a proper guru, you are able to see that the Ras Leela has nothing to do with boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Actually, it has to do with the expression of the soul, its desire to merge into the super soul of Atma, into the Paramatma. And the Ras Leela, the physical activities of the Ras Leela, is geared towards that union of Atma and Paramatma in the state of tranquility, in a state of bliss. In yoga philosophy, this very same theme is referred to as the rising of the Kundalini. And we are going to see why these mandalas or these circles. We are going to see why the different stages of the Ras Leela, Krishna Bhagwan changes the mode of the dance. It all has to do with our own development. And not only on the personal level, but even the cosmos, like when the last part of the Ras Leela is taking place, even the devatas, they're all so enchanted. The entire creation, animate and inanimate, they're in perfect tranquility, perfect bliss, that state of Satchitananda. And Bhagavatam has mentioned that even today, the energy of the Ras Leela still permeates the entire cosmos. And we saw the nature of the dance and compare it to the dance performed by Bhagavan Shiva and others. The type of dance that Bhagavan Krishna performed, who can remember? Ananda Tandav. Ananda means the dance of bliss, of which the Ras Leela falls into that category. So let us go and let us hear what Sri Sukadev Maharaj is telling Maharaj Pariksha. Maharaj Pariksha continues in fire that, O Holy One, describe to me why the Lord from time to time changes the mode of the Ras Leela. What is the reason? You have described the 4 stages to me. Now tell me the reason why those 4 stages exist and what it is capable of doing. So let us hear what Sri Sukadev Maharaj is telling Maharaj Pariksha. Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah. Maharaj Leela Krishna Vihaya Kotishwarya Nashakihaya Rajmandalaki Gopi Krishna Paramhara Natyakihaya Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah. Prince Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. So So we take it just as Sukadev Maharaj is narrating it. This is very direct, so there is no need for me to add to it. So Shri Sukadev Maharaj says, "O Maharaj Pariksha, listen. Just before the Ras Leela takes place, the place gets dark. Then the moon rises. Then the Lord enters into the dense forest. Then he starts to play that flute." So these are the stages. We talked about this earlier, right? So what are all of these things? He says, the darkness of the night is synonymous with our own ignorance. We have lost our way, we have lost our identity, being in this Bhausagar. When the moon rises, it shows that the energy of the mind is the strongest. So in a state of contemplation and reflection, curious to find out or longing to find out, who am I? Where am I going? What is my purpose? And these are important questions we must ask ourselves ever so often. How many of us live life without meaning and without purpose? You get up every morning and it's the same routine till you're dead. You get up, you bathe if you want to, you cook, you eat. And you're living life like that day in and day out. Is that the purpose of human life? So the darkness all around represents our own ignorance. We have lost our way. Going into the forest, imagine yourself in a forest or in a strange place in the darkness of night. How are you going to feel? Can you find your way? You have no torchlight with you. You have no compass with you. You're in a strange environment. Would you know to find your way in and out? And a forest, what lives in a forest? Wild animals, isn't that so? And if you are in the company of wild animals, is that a safe or a dangerous situation? Dangerous. Okay? So living in this world without any guidance, without any direction, is like being in a dark forest. And Bhagwan is so merciful. What he does, he starts to sound the flute. This is symbolic of our calling. He's calling us. You know God is always talking to you. You all know that? But why 99% of you cannot hear him? God is talking to each one of us. He guides us with his own voice. But our Vedas, our Upanishads declare 99% of us will not be able to hear what he's saying. Why? Because we do not know how to calm the mind. The mind is so absorbed in the world and worldly activities. It is so polluted by being attached to the material world that we have lost the frequency to connect with Bhagwan. God is always talking. He talks through the scriptures. He talks through the gurus, the real gurus, and the drunkards and them it have out there. He talks through the signs of nature. Some of us will have the experience where we were doing something or involved in something, and this inner voice within us guiding us, don't do that, don't go there. And some of us, when we listen, we see the outcome, and when we don't listen, we also see the outcome. And sometimes you just hear it, they say, you know, my mind telling me don't do this or don't go there today. And when if you choose not to listen and you put on the TV and listen to the news, what happened? One big accident on the road there, at the same time you were getting ready to go. That is the voice of God. But you know what some of us want? Some of us want somebody to come and stand in front of them and say, hey boy, how you going? Only that type of voice alone you're in tune to. Remember, God is an energy being. He's an astral being. He will not communicate with vocal cords like you and I. He'll communicate through energy frequency. Just like the other day I used your TV, with your remote, you press your remote to get different channels. And why have in that one cable box, why can't you tune into different channels? Each channel works at a different frequency. Isn't that so? So by going to a different frequency, you're able to get different programming. So too in our life, in order to access the energy of the divine, you have to access that frequency that allows you to communicate with him. And how do you access that frequency? There is where the Guru comes in now. That is why we say Ajnanam Nilitandasya Jnanyanjal Shravakaya Chatrunang Nilitangena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Salutations to the Guru who opens the eyes of one blinded by the darkness of ignorance. So through your Guru's guidance, your sadhana, your spiritual practice, your jap, your mantra jap, your havan, your sandhya, you're like practicing your sandhya, you are transforming yourself gradually. You're transforming your mind gradually to be in harmony or to be in tune with the energy of God. And more you go in tune, the stronger. Just like your cell phone. When you see 4 bars on your phone, what I mean? Reception real good, eh? But if you see 1 bar, what I mean? Poor reception. So too, the more you practice your sadhana, the more bars you will get. You have to explain things in modern technology nowadays. Right? Because these days, them teenagers and them, if you don't talk about cell phone and YouTube and book and thing, they know nothing outside of that. How much all the teenagers know today how to go and cut your mother flowers plant and make slinging shot and thing? And get licked straight afterwards. How to cut bicycle tube and make slinging shot and all them kind of thing. Kevin, you know about anything, boy? Look at that, you see? Huh? Today children we know to in front of their face. And they don't know the world like that is virtual reality there. They're giving up the reality and the outside world for something that is false inside there. And in reality we too do that. We living in this world thinking this world is the end it all, the be it all and end it all of it. We live as though there is no tomorrow, not realizing that there is a higher purpose of our existence. In Bhagwat Gita, Lord Krishna says, He gave you this sharir, this body for a purpose. And until you don't achieve that purpose, you have to keep coming again and again and again. So the beginning stages of the Ras Leela, as the Lord starts to sound the flute, He's calling His qualified devotees, who are in this case His gopis. So only when you become a gopi, then you are fit to be in Krishna's company. And how do you become a gopi? All of the katha that we did before tells you how to transform your lifestyle, how to become more God conscious. Remember the Kalyana Katha? How to get rid of your demons from within you, your toxic qualities from within you. Remember Govardhan? How to instill dharma and dharmic traits and qualities within you. So it's only when we do those things, then we are qualified to be called Bhagwan's gopis. And when we become His gopi, He calls to us. So there it is. As He plays the flute, the gopis starts to get attracted to the sound, and following the sound, they are being guided. Krishna himself becomes the guru now, so he's guiding you through this Bhausagar, through this dark, gloomy, dangerous forest of life. And when he guides you, when he brings you to under the Kadamba tree, where the fragrance is very intoxicating, very soothing, and there he arranges you in a mandala, a circle. What is the purpose of this circle? Sri Sukadev Maharaj is saying, the energy within your body lies in centers that are called chakras. A chakra is circular in nature. These chakras are not in the physical body, they are in the astral body. And Garu Puran tells you, this physical body. Inside this physical body, there is the prana sharir. That body that is made out of air. The consciousness sits in that body. When this physical body dies, the Jivatma is in that sharir, that prana sharir, and that is what it uses to go to the afterlife. And exactly your state of development here, the exact same way you would behave when you're alive, you're going to behave like that when you're dead. So imagine that's a real crazy zombie outside his wife. Huh? Because if you're miserable when you're living, you'll be miserable just when you're dead too. Because that is the state you have developed your consciousness in. So Bhagavan Krishna, through the flute, he guides you through this dark, dangerous forest of life. And he brings you to where you are, and he starts arranging your lifestyle. He does it in a mandala. No beginning, no middle, no end. That's the nature of a circle. And the first stage, he places himself as being the center of attention in your life. So then in the process of Kundalini awakening now, in the Muladhara chakra, it is stated that the serpentine coil of spiritual energy, it is dormant. And it sleeps in that Muladhara chakra. But once awakened through spiritual discipline, through the frequencies of Krishna's flute, then that Kundalini, what starts to happen? It becomes active. And when the Kundalini starts, when Bhagavan Krishna goes in the center of that circle, what happens? He starts performing the first level of the Ras Lila. He starts dancing. And so the gopis, they are all looking at him and they are imparting him, doing exactly as he do. And what that represents, the churning of the energy within the Muladhara chakra, and start sending it upper, to the upper chakras. So the Ras Lila, as I said, it is really the spiritual awakening of and the yearning of the individual soul to merge into the super soul. And Sri Sukadev Maharaj, he continues, he says, after the first level of the Ras Lila, listen, as Bhagwan, he commenced the second part of the Ras Lila, that is known as Maharas Lila. So let us hear what Sri Sukadev Maharaj is saying. Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. So the first Ras Leela, Bhagwan Krishna, the dance was a bit slow. So now the tempo goes up a little bit. He's dancing at a little faster rate now. And what does he do? At the time of the Maharas Leela starts, he divides himself and interposes. In between every gopi there is one Krishna. Still maintaining the circle, but in between every, in a long time, children in school play ring a roses, and they all hold a hand and form a circle, but picture in between each two person holding hand, in between one of there is a Krishna. Right? So it's a circle, but Krishna in between every individual in that circle. So it's like everybody holding hands with a Krishna there. Okay? And so he maintains that mandala order and he upped the beat of the dance. So first of all, the devotee is at a distance and they are looking on at Bhagwan. And he's doing the first level of the Ras Leela. As the gopis continue to develop themselves as the Bhakta, you and me, as we continue to develop ourselves. Now Krishna say, okay, we have reached a different level of our development. So what he does, he speeds up things a little bit and he comes a little closer towards us. So we're going closer to Godhead now. So he's not in the center and we looking at him. He's now holding hands with us. You see how the closeness he comes? Huh? That's what I tell you, this Ras Leela has nothing to do with boyfriend, girlfriend, you know. But if you hear some of them old fools that just put it across, you think it's some craziness. What are they teaching the people? Huh? And some of them are just too lazy to go and do some research. And everything is written there. You just have to pick out the bijas and pick out the intonations that are used and will tell you the meaning of the Sanskrit itself will tell you the meaning. So now the devotee has made some significant progress and he's continued to use the flute to keep you focused. He doesn't want you to be distracted. You say, imagine all that hard work. God is in you and in the company of God, hand in hand. You want anything to distract you from that company? So he's using the flute, the music of the flute to keep the mind focused on him. But notice there is still a separation. If you hold in somebody's hand and the majority of your body is still separated from them. So in the first part of the Ras Leela, there is no contact whatsoever. That is just an awakened consciousness. You're seeing something and you're admiring it, you love it and you're gravitating towards it. And the second part of the Ras Leela now, you come in close proximity with it. Right? So So this is, the soul is now moving, the Kundalini is rising. It is no longer in the lower chakras, it is now in the middle chakras. So there is physical contact now by way of holding the hands of Bhagwan. So you're moving with Bhagwan. If God is like a mother holding a child's hand, what the mother does by holding the child's hand? Not give the child some security, not give the child some guidance, by just the mother or the parent just tugging on the child's hand, the child know when to walk, when not to walk, when he or she is being naughty, or when to do certain things. Isn't that so? So imagine God is holding your hand and guiding you through this leela that we call life. You're in that company, and some people just get distracted by it, by the world outside it. He's still in the dark forest, but he doesn't want you to be distracted and lost in the dark forest, so he keeps the music of the flute going. Shri Sukadev Maharaj is saying, at this level it's called Maharas Leela. It is a great accomplishment. Wouldn't you say? If you were just a distance away and then you make significant progress to where you come in close proximity where you can hold and touch the Lord, wouldn't you say you made significant progress? That is significant progress. In yoga philosophy, tell you you'll have to take many lifetimes, many births to just make that type of progress. And it is so easy to lose. You just have to let the mind wander and get attached to the world. And that which you spend lifetime upon lifetime working hard to achieve, you lost it in the blink of an eye. And Shri Sukadev Maharaj continues. As the Ras Leela progresses now, the Lord breaks the mandala and he comes into close proximity where he is now holding both hands but in an embrace posture, and he is dancing individually with each individual now. So this is the third level of the Ras Leela. And this is called Ati Ras Leela, which means the supreme Ras Leela. And what is this? If you're hugging somebody, isn't that a type of intimate bond? Isn't that a more intimate bond than shaking somebody's hand? So what is happening here? Notice we go on from a distant relationship to a close, casual relationship to a very personal type relationship. Isn't that so? What does that tell you? As you continue along the path of devotion, you make progress from simple things but at a distance, and then you gradually make progress. You come a little closer to Bhagwan until you come so close to Bhagwan, Bhagwan embraces you, he hugs you up. And Shri Sukadev Maharaj is making the point, the reason why, and he continues to dance in a circle formation with it, so he's spinning. So imagine each gopi now, they have their own individual Krishna, they're dancing with him, they're hugging him up, they're dancing and they're spinning continuously in a circle. This is now the Kundalini has moved from the middle chakras to the upper chakras. Not the top head yet, not here yet. It is only in the middle chakra, the upper chakras. And what this shows is that as the soul gets purified through its bhakti, through its sadhana, through its yoga, through its spiritual discipline, by continuously listening and focusing on the fruit of the Lord, continue being in the company of the holy ones. And how do you call that company? Huh? Satasang. And what is the power of satasang? Binu satasanta vivekana hoi. Ram kripa sulabula hoi. What does Goswami Tulsidas says there? Binu satasang, in satasang. Binu satasanta vivek. What is vivek? The power of discrimination. Right? Your mind, the intelligence of your mind is awakened. Binu satasanta vivekana hoi. Rama kripa. Ram is God. Kripa means to bless you with. Rama kripa sulabula hoi. You get the blessings of the divine. And satsang does not only mean prayerful satsang, like where scriptures are being read. It means any assembly when people come together, constructive thoughts, ideas are put forward for the betterment of your life and society in general. That is also a satsang. What is the opposite of satsang now? Something called kusang. In that assembly, kusang, when that assembly occurs, all the ideas, all the planning that takes place in kusanga is led towards destruction, evil traits and qualities, and anarchy. So just as how we would sit in satsang and plan constructively, the bandits and them will sit in their assembly to plan destructively. So even bandits just do satsang too, you know. It's just what they're discussing. They're discussing to come and rob you and kill you. Huh? So them fellas making that plan. How many of you have a plan in life to go through the corridors of life? Just like living life bikey bike. Huh? Some of us just live life here came from Monday fall on a Saturday. That is why we made the point earlier on. You don't just go with the rat race. You get up and you do this and you do that and routine. You just repeat the routine day in and day out and you're not improving yourself. Look at the kind of progression Lord Krishna shows here that you ought to be making. You go on from a very distant relationship to a very close personal relationship. And why does Bhagwan pull you in that close embrace? It symbolizes the merging of Atma and Paramatma. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Chandra ki Jai. So that is why he does that intimate type of bonding, that type of dance. And the third level of the Ras Leela. But that is not all. On the last level of the Ras Leela, what happens? Radha and Krishna alone. They are there under the Kadamba tree. Everyone else is unconscious. And that represents the ultimate Brahman, Prakriti and Purusha. They have merged and become one. And what happens when Radha and Krishna performs the Ras Leela under the Kadamba tree? What happens? Let us hear. Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah. 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah. 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 Param Para Shri Rasi Lilaka Radha Krishna Janma Vikaya Radmandalaki Gopi Bala Sarvadevaki Vishwavirupa Shri Krishna Saranam Namah 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 Shri Krishna Saranam Namah. प्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Bhagwan Krishna, in this final stage of the Rasla, Shri Sukadev Maharaj is explaining that the supreme goddess Radha Rani is no other than goddess Lakshmi incarnate. She is Sampur Shakti, complete energy. Bhagwan Krishna is no other than Shri Hari, Narayan. When Lakshmi and Narayan unite, Atma and Paramatma merges, and Purusha and Prakriti becomes one. In that state, there is no physical existence. So that is why Ved Vyas wrote, when Radha and Krishna stands under the Kadamba tree, and they are doing the Ras Leela, the other gopis, they fall unconscious. What that means? That when you get moksha, there is no more use for the body. Your consciousness now merges into Bhagwan. That is the state of moksha. And let me tell you something. According to yoga philosophy, according to our scripture, you don't have to necessarily die to get moksha. There is the concept of the Jivan Mukta. You can be a liberated soul even while in the body. That state is called, that is a person who is liberated but still in the body. They are called a Jivan Mukta. And now they are given the title in the Vedas, not as Rishi, not as Muni, not as Yogi, not as Siddha, but as Bhagawan. Notice the difference. Very few Rishis got that title. You have, for example, Agast Rishi is one of them. Bhagawan Agast. Why? Because he is no different from God. And they don't continue to exist for no reason. They continue to fulfill the mission of God on earth. There are different categories of rishis, there are different categories of munis, there are different categories of siddhas, different categories of yogis, depending on their spiritual development. But someone who becomes a Jivan Mukta, even while alive, they are given the title of Bhagawan. For some, after they leave the body, they merge into Bhagawan. But for some, they have attained such a degree of perfection that even in the body they are able to be liberated. So at this stage, when Radha and Krishna stands under the Kadamba tree, the Kundalini is interpaired on the crown chakra, and that is the state of realization. And what happens when that happens? All the devatas, they are ecstatic, they are enjoying the divine bliss. They merge into Radha and Krishna. So in other words, all the cosmic energies merge and become one. Hence the state of equilibrium is attained. So this is how Bhagwan Krishna, he manages and he redistributes and he harmonizes all of the cosmic forces through the Ras Leela. So all the grahas, all the nakshatras, all the yogas, all the karans, all the charans, all the 16,000 astrological forces, there are 16,000 gopis that dance with him. Each one of them represents one of the astrological energies. When all of them are merged into one, he becomes the Adi Purusha. Hence, in the Vedas, you have Srahasta Shirishang Deva, Sahastaksha Sahasrapat, the Mahapurusha Suktam, in which he is worshipped. So this is the state of our own development, where you go from an individual existence to that of a universal existence. You have moved from being an individual Jiv Atma to become a supreme Paramatma. You have become one with Brahman. So when you look at the picture of Radha and Krishna, it represents your ultimate goal. Not Radha as the consort of Krishna, but as the ultimate merging of Atma into Paramatma. And when this happens, what happens? The Ras Leela comes to an end and the sun rises. Does that? Radha and Krishna still has a physical form, isn't that so? But when the sun rises, it represents a effulgence of the Supreme Brahman. That form now goes into the formless absolute. So there you get the Vedas stated. Purnamida, Purnamidam, Purnamida, Purnat, Purnamugacchate, Purnamasya, Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. And when you do your offerings in the fire with that, you get totality. So that energy now brings totality to you. It is now for you to tune into that totality of energy around you. Prem se bolo, Vrindavan Vihari Lal ki Jai. So this is Ras Leela, which Bhagwan Krishna performs. Not boyfriend and girlfriend thing, as you can see. It is the dance of Bhagwan guiding your soul through cosmic rhythms to merge back into himself. So while we have one appropriate bhajan, Panditji will conduct our final havan. And after the final havan is conducted, well, being the last night, we have some formalities, and then we will have our concluding arati.
Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe Govinda. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe Gopala,
प्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. So this brings us to an end of this yagna, and it is a yagna that was meant to encourage us to transform our life and to become better individuals. That is why the kathas were very specifically selected. Bhagwat Yagna, as I told you, does not only do something for you, the individual, but it has the power to transcend your future generation and even your past, your ancestral lineage, and correct deficiencies or doshas that may have occurred. So it is my prayer, my hope that you can take some of the information that was dispensed throughout the course of the Yagna and practice it. You will not only benefit in this lifetime, but you will benefit in other life to come. So without wasting any more time, I now invite the secretary of our organization to come forward to do the vote of thanks.
Sitaram everybody. Guruji, Pundit Vishnu Maharaj, Pundit Vishnu Maharaj. As we come to the end of tonight, and especially this week of Yagna or Bhagwat Puran Yagna, it is my duty tonight to bring greetings. And normally I'll stand here with a couple of sheets of paper, but tonight I think I'll just wing it and see where it goes. But I'd like to say thanks to everybody who has made tonight and the week the success that it has been. Guruji, there are no amount of words that we can say to thank you for the opportunity that you have given us night after night, year after year. The amount of knowledge that Guruji has and the way he expounds it, it gives us an opportunity to lead a better life, to learn to live. I don't know if any one of you has gone on to the Facebook page and you've seen the live feeds every night, and by today I think we've crossed over 6,000 or 7,000 views. It says something to the degree of the discourse that Guruji gives every night. People who can't be here, they're looking on and they are interested. So it's a blessing that we are here to listen to what Guruji has to say in person. So Guruji, I say thank you very much, not only for what you do on the Singhasan, but every day, every week, every year, you've allowed us to grow as individuals, as families, as a community, and for that I say thank you. Pundit Vishnu Maharaj, to you I'd have to say thanks very much for again being part of our family here at Sri Parameshwari Durgadevi Ashram. It has indeed been a pleasure having you here for the past 7 days and being part of puja with you. So to you as well, on behalf of the ashram, I say thank you very much. Mataji and Chandika, again, thanks very much. I know we've been imposing for the past few years, and as you see, we are outgrowing this establishment. So I have to say thanks for you giving us the opportunity not to miss a beat in any event. So thanks very much. And on this note, I hope you all are patronizing our table here at the front. Those simple things that we have on sale, it goes a long way in us realizing our dreams of building an ashram. So please patronize before you leave today, because as you see, we are fast outgrowing this venue. So hope in the next year or two, there'll be bigger and better, a bigger and better venue. We'll accommodate everybody and even more. To the Saraswati Sangeet Bhakti Mandali, again, thank you very much. Not only for this past week, but over the years, and every single event, as Guruji said, you all have been a part of everything, and for that I have to say thank you for being a part of our family, for being a part of everything that we do. So thank you very much, and all the other guests, groups that has come every night, in their absence as well, I'd like to say thank you. To Sandesh, thanks very much for your assistance with the PA system, at every event that we have. Thanks very much. The U group, what can I say? It's a pleasure working with them every single morning, getting here prepared. I actually look forward to that. You know, it's a time you come, you relax, you laugh, you talk, you exchange ideas. They don't make this job of preparing for puja or preparing for satsang. They don't make it tedious at all. They actually make it fun. And you know, for the younger ones who want to get involved, our president, Crystal, she's at the back, busy in the kitchen as usual. Get in contact with her, get in contact with any member of the youth group, and become a part of our family. And believe me, our youth group is very dynamic. Just wait until the Diwali celebration and you'll see exactly how dynamic they are. So thank you very much, ladies group and members of the temple. If you're here on a daily basis, you could probably hear them down the road on either side every single day. But you know what? That's the love that goes into the food every day we eat, and I think any one of us could attest to the quality of the food that we get on a daily basis. Not only the food, but the support that we get from them. They're a part and parcel of every single thing that we do. To you all, I have to say thank you very, very much. Our sponsors, without your support, we can't do the work that we've been doing. I have to say thank you very much. Everything that you've given to us goes a very, very long way in making every single event that we do possible. It's not easy doing these events, it's not cheap, but the contributions that you have given to us, it helps us to take everything a long way. Visit our ashram page on Facebook, visit our website at www.sridurgamata.org. Look at the amount of work that we do, and it'll inspire you to continue being a part of the organization. And finally, to all devotees, thank you very much for being here with us over the past week. Your presence says something. It says that we are on the right track in doing the right thing. And to you all, I have to say thank you very much for making this week the success that it is. I don't know if I've left out anybody, but if I have, I do apologize. So once again, to everybody, I say thank you for your dedication and your hard work in making everything that we do, and especially this Yagna, the success that it has been. Thank you very much.
So this is Nikki, the secretary of the board of directors, and he does a very good job in coordinating the different arms of the ashram and posting and executing all our activities. And you notice he thanked everybody, but nobody mentioned him. So Nick, on behalf of the ashram, for all the coordinating and all the liaising with this one and that one, and taking up the slack for when someone falls short and so on, we thank you for that. And it's only when you have somebody reliable, then can you see the fruits of your hard labor. When you have a good management team around you, then you can see the fruits of your labor. So for every one of you, all the devotees who sit at the various nights, we thank you for willing to take the opportunity to sit and enjoy the blessings of the one. For all of you devotees who are coming, we thank you for the time and the sacrifice. The day I hardly expected to see people here, you all shocked me. Remember the day we had all the heavy rain and so on? Huh? So it says a lot about your commitment and dedication to our ashram, to everyone, whether I can recall or not, in whatever way, no matter how insignificant you may think it is very significant to us towards bringing this yagna to a conclusion. To the support team that I have, not only at the organization level, but even at home, my wife and my daughter, the support team of the ashram, the board of directors and the various management arms, the various units. I thank you all, and I look forward to continue working with all of you towards this goal of establishing firmly and confidently our Sanatan Dharma. Prem se bolo Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. So let us all stand as we have our concluding arati. So tonight you feel free to hug up Lord Krishna and dance. That is what he's craving for you to come back home to him. God doesn't want anything. All he wants is your bhakti, your love, your devotion. Because everything else is his. Take the sacred light, which represents our individual little soul. Let it merge into the super soul, the supreme Paramatma, and become one with him. Om Sajayan Shamurti Sanyukan Vajnayodikam Vrihana Devashya Trailukya Timirapaha Yani Kani Japani Janmantari Pitani Cha Kani Kani Vinashyanti Pradakshana Pari Pari Hari Bhagavat Bhagavan Ki Arati
Jai
As we come to an end of today's devotion, by extension of this Mahayagna, we seek forgiveness for if there may be any errors committed. We ask to have our desires be fulfilled, all obstacles removed from our daily life. And we express our thanks and gratitude to Bhagwan for being part of this Leela of His, for taking us away from this world for a few minutes every day for this past week, so that we can join Him in remembering Him and reawakening our consciousness of His divine bliss. Shiva Hare Shiva Rama Sakhe Prabhu Tribhijata Parivar Mahe Vibhu Aur Janeshwar Yadev Pahi Maan Shiva Hare Vijayam Guru Me Varam Pratidinam Kushalam Jaya Mangalam Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudadvija Mangalam Pundarikaksha Mangalaya Tano Hari Tvameva Mata Sapita Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janardanam Yat Pujatam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tarastu Me Kayena Vacha Manasrendriyatva Buddhyatmana va Prakriti Swabhagya Karoni Adyan Sakalam Tarasmai Narayananeti Samarpayami Narayananeti Samarpayami Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti As loudly as you can, and from the very top of your voices, let us proclaim victory for our way of life. Let us establish firmly and confidently our presence and identity, and for our noble religion, Sanatan Dharma. प्रेम से बोलो गजानन स्वामी की, उमापति महादेव की, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की, आदि शक्ति दुर्गा माता की, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की, श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी की, प्रेम से बोलो श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय जय सीताराम। Take your seats. Please remain seated for a few minutes.